you have a family council. Can you talk a little bit about the size of that council, how members are elected, what that council does, and how council activities are funded?
Probably the first thing we did was council activities are funded. We set up a way to make it. It's funny, with a bunch of millionaires, you're still amazed how important it is to pay for a $200 plane ticket to get them to come to a meeting. It's funny. So we set up a funding mechanism. We're a sub S, and there is a challenge there because you have to be careful, especially if you're not working in the business, that you don't have a disproportionate dividend, which is a technical problem that is easily solved by paying out a dividend. But then you've put dividends into folks' hands that you really were hoping would be pooled. And we just had a problem with, you don't eat your meals based on the number of shares you own. You eat your meals based on how many people are at the table. So we just created a little funding mechanism, and we put up, for years, it was literally just a checking account in my sister's name that she agreed not to spend. And then now we've moved it into an investment partnership company we created for diversification purposes, but we found other benefits there as well. So we administer it there, and reimbursements and all that stuff, and we created a whole host of policies around that, which really was our baby steps towards policy creation. How do you get your checks when you spend money on behalf of the family council under certain? So that was really helpful to us. And then, but the council itself is elected by the family assembly, not the stockholders. And there's an bottom age threshold. And then we have played with all different kind of formulas. I think we've got 5 or 6 people voted and a couple ex officio members who are there by virtue of other positions they hold in businesses like a board or other things. So. And the council meets in person twice a year and over the phone 2 other times. The council leadership, the committee leadership, those meetings are taking place all the time. We have kind of bi-weekly huddle calls and kind of the normal things. That's one of the things, if you're not on this thing every day, you lose touch pretty quick, right? So 2 weeks is a good check-in time, just real quick. What are we doing? What are you working on? We have a system, we use an enterprise-grade sort of email, calendar, document sharing system that's been gold for us in terms of collaboration across time zones and days and weeks. That's been a great help. Secure email, secure passwords, we can do a lot. We can do our proxies and all that kind of stuff through there. So that's been really important for the council too. They plan our meetings. They manage the family's shared giving commitments. We've chosen not to set up a foundation. We're using donor-advised funds and doing some different things that sort of simplify and streamline that. So, but the council manages that. The council manages our education. John chairs that committee. So, significant amount of work going on the council across kind of the range of activities that the family any family, frankly, would be involved in at some level. Just in our family, we've chosen several of those things to do together. So that's really what the council does. We started out with the council. We thought it would be like a conflict resolution tool and helping people settle disagreements, but we stink at that. Yeah. We're really bad at that. So, and we've asked professionals to help us in those kinds of places, and that's been a great service.
In fact, we did one aspect is we brought in someone from the outside, not to run the council, but to be there to help facilitate conversations. Steve Lytle, I mentioned earlier, and it's changed the dynamic tremendously within the family because no longer do you have a family member who's running the family, and that it can work, but it seemed to create tension. You have someone out from the outside who's there to take the brunt on presenting hard decisions and to guide us through situations where there could be more tension. And that's been huge, I think, for us as well.